Hello. Today we're going to talk about maintenance and cleaning of the WhisperGreen Generation 1, 2, and 3 fans. So this is going to be a VKS1, a VKS2, or a VKS3. So basically we're going to talk about like 3 different levels of cleaning. So the basic cleaning with your day-to-day, we're going to get into a medium level, and we're going to get into a deep cleaning on this unit. So for your basic cleaning, you're going to just basically take a vacuum and you're going to go over top of this grill and you're going to just suck up all the dust and all the contaminants from in the house, and it's going to keep a lot of dust from then going to the next step and being on the blade of the fan. What you're going to find on these particular fans is a lot of them are spec'd for continuous run. So they're made to be running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're made to be giving you X amount of indoor exchange is in your new home or your existing home, and that the system has been designed this way. So that's why this fan is going to be running all the time, and maybe you're going to see it not get as dirty, or get a lot more dirty than your old fan, because your old fan was an on-demand fan. It was coming on when you just went into the washroom, maybe 10 minutes a day. This is running all day, every day. So that's it. That's your basic cleaning. You want to make sure you do that maintenance. I'm going to remove this grill. So you pinch the springs. It's a spring-loaded grill. Pinch them, that'll come out. Give this a good cleaning while you have it down. Now you take your vacuum, and what you're going to want to do is, so with this particular unit, the Molex connector is under the trap door. So if you want to come here and take a look, we've got our Molex connection here. This is our power connection. So what you're going to do is you're going to push on this little lever. That's going to release the Molex connector. There we go. That's disconnected. There's no more power to this fan now. So once that's disconnected, we don't have to worry about this fan blade spinning while we're taking screws out or anything else. So what I do, that's disconnected. We know it's disconnected. We shut that. Now we can take the vacuum and we go into the chamber where the fan is and the blades, and we vacuum up that. Give it a good scrape, vacuum that up, and let that run and suck all that dust and dead skin and all the other contaminants off of that blade. And then if you see the top here, it's a little tighter. If it is very dirty, maybe get in there with a toothbrush, give it a little scrub up there. And that's a second level cleaning. This, if you can do this once every few months, that's going to keep this fan nice and quiet and running efficiently. So you're going to hear a difference in this fan. That's a warning sign that the fan is dirty and it needs to be serviced. If you look at the installation manual, they do recommend that you clean it regularly, and you do this type of cleaning regularly, but a lot of times the end customer never gets to see that manual. So this is a good way to kind of put it on a maintenance schedule for your home. Just like if you have a furnace, you've got to change filters, other products, you've got to do regular maintenance. When you have this product, this is our Cadillac WhisperGreen Select. It's there to do a purpose. If it's loud, it's loud for a reason. It's got too much dirt. It needs to be cleaned. So that's the second method. Again, we're going to get in there with the vacuum. We're going to suck all this out. We're going to take a look. If we can get up there with a toothbrush or a nice slimline brush, that's perfect. We break it all out. What we'll do when we're done that, we're going to open this door. We're going to plug the Molex connector back in. It's going to suck a lot of that dust out of there. It's going to evacuate it through the actual system. What we're going to do is we're going to do a deep cleaning on this unit. And we're going to bring it over to a wet area, and we're going to take the back off, we're going to take the wheel out, we're going to give it a good scrub, and we're going to clean it properly. So to start that process, first we want to open our door again. We want to make sure our Molex connector is disconnected. We don't want any power to this unit as we're trying to draw it out or take the screws out. So if you look here, this is the Venturi, and that's being held on by the round screw ports. You can see here, the half circles here, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Those are the actual screws that are keeping the unit in the can. So those are the ones we want to remove. So I'm going to get my tools and I'm going to come back and take that unit down, and we're going to show you how to do that and do a deep cleaning. All right, today we're going to show you how to clean the WhisperGreen Select FV08VK S1, S2, S3, M1, M2, M3, bunch of different models, 50, also the 130 CFM. We don't have it mounted right now, but basically this would be in your ceiling. So you're going to take the grill off, pinch both of the spring loads, grill's going to come right off. Whether you have this model or not, it's going to have a plastic venturi. The newer models don't have this plastic venturi. You can easily see the 2 or 3 screws you have to take out. First thing we want to do is we want to open this door. It's going to show our Molex connector. I'm going to pinch that Molex connector, unplug it. That's going to kill all power to this part of the fan, which is good. We're going to be working with that. We don't want any power there. After that, we got 3 screws. Looks like you have quite a few ports here, but if you look at the ones that are not full circles, they're more of a half circle. Those are where your fastening screws are. So we're going to take those 3 out. Need a longer screwdriver for this. And one more. Alright, sometimes you just got to get on top of that screw a little bit. If you have the longer screwdriver and you can see down there, it's easier. There we go. So now this whole, don't forget your Molex has got to be unplugged. This whole unit's going to come out. That would come down from the ceiling like this. So now when we have this unit out, what we want to do is we want to turn it over. And on the back here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. So we're going to take those 5 screws out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now what's going to happen is the silver is going to pull away from the black plastic. There we go. And as you can see in there, take a look, it's very dirty in there. Your wheel is dirty. What we're going to want to do from there now is we're going to loosen this screw. So take it, loosen it. Once you give it a couple turns, you should be able to take that off with your hand. Place that to the side. Now, it's very important these go back in the same order on this product. So 1, 2, 3. If you stack them in that order, you're going to put them back on that order. These ones go into the blade after. Take your blade off. What we're going to do here is we're going to just rinse this right down. You're going to see all the dust is going to come off of these blades. So if you've got, if you got a little brush, it's easier. I don't have one handy here, but you can go through, just spray all of the blades. All the gunk's going to come off of those blades. You can see it coming off down there in the sink. Give it a good washing. If you're outside, you can use your garden hose, use a little brush to help you with this too. But really get all that gunk off. That wheel's going to look like brand new. And then what I like to do, let that sit and dry for a minute. What you want to do is you want to clean out all this unit then. So get all the dust out of there, get everything out of there, so that you're not putting a bunch of dust back in your nice clean fan. Clean all that up. And again, these fans are running 24/7 usually. They're part of an indoor air quality program system you have in your house. So this is why they're getting dirty, and very dirty, a lot quicker than your old product or your old house where you used to live, because you'd put that fan on 10 minutes a day. This is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what you want to do now is you want to take this, you're going to put this back over. Make sure it's sitting properly. Now you put these back in order. You're going to notice there's a half moon on here. That's going to fit in first, and it's going to go down, over, and snap in. So that's number 1. Number 2, washer. Number 3, washer, which is tension washer, and you put your nut back on. So I tighten it by hand, and then I give it about a half a turn. And that's good. You don't want to over tighten this. You want it to spin freely. Put this back in. Line up your holes here. So make sure you're all lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You grab your 5 screws. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to tighten those down and then come back and show you how to finish the assembly back in. Alright, so that's good, you're good. Your blade, everything's nice and clean now. Ready to go. This is going to be going back into the ceiling. We're simulating our ceiling here. So you want to make sure your exhaust port is lined up with your ductwork. Also, your Molex connector, those are going to line up naturally. So as long as you have one of them on the same side, you're putting the fan back in the proper order. So once that's on there, you're going to see that lines up. Push the fan in. Again, back to where your half circles are. That's where your screws are going to be. You're going to find your screws. You're going to put them in. And your last one is right here. Okay, so we've secured the 3 screws in there. What we want to do next is we want to plug our Molex connector back in. This is going to power the fan back up, so don't make sure you don't have your hands around the squirrel cage or anything. Plug the connector back in. That's going to snap. And if it was powered up, your fan would would twitch and then start to spin. So you're all good. You're all clean. We're going to shut that gate. Shut the little trap door for the Molex connector there. Just make sure your settings are where you want them while you're up here. You might have shifted them a bit during the cleaning. That's your low speed. That's your timer. And we're going to put the grill back on, and that's a deep clean. You know, you're going to hear when your fan gets a little louder, and that's what it's going to need. It's going to need a deep clean. And I think, you know, if you take your regular preventatives of vacuuming this, you know, every 3 months or so, it's going to delay that need for a deep clean. But we still do recommend you take it out, give it a deep clean when you start to hear that RPM ramp up a bit, or you start to hear the fan get louder.
Panasonic.